All right, guys, you kind of got the monkey off your back the other night against Utah. How does it feel now to put together a winning streak?
It feels good. It's small, but, we're going to keep doing our part. As the older guys, me and Keyshawn, we're going to continue to lead the team, continue to build on, the stuff that we're doing well.
Talk about your three guys' performance. Moustapha ties the UCF record for blocks in a game. You guys combined for 49 touches. Talk about the team game tonight.
Team game, we just all stayed at it, man. Just kept pushing through practice. Moustapha's a dominant player. You know what I'm saying? His potential is out the roof. He don't like us saying it, but it's true. But he's a dominant player, man. And we just feed off the leader right here, and he just tells us to get going on defense, and then it translates to our offense.
You guys went 3.5 minutes without scoring a field goal. They ended up going 5 of 7, but you converted from the line. How important was it to stay physical and get to the line to maintain that lead?
We knew it was a big, important part of the game. I think we sent them to the foul line too early on in both halves, so we had to do a better job of defending without fouling. They did a pretty good job, but, we had to continue to stay in attack mode. Don't let them off the hook. We were getting close to the bonus, so we just kept being physical with them and driving the basketball.
This was a one-possession game during multiple times down the stretch. What was the mentality going against this Kansas State team that just would not give up?
The mentality was just keep fighting, man, because like they said, we're never, like in this conference, you're going to get one good day probably blowing somebody out, but every game is going to be close because this conference is so stacked and so good. So the mentality, everybody going to make their runs. We just have to stay in the game and stay fighting and not let it get to us. We just have to just play defense and keep working and not let them get offensive rebounds.
Talk a little bit about your ability to kind of dominate off the dribble in being able to score and find your teammates.
They were pressuring the basketball, so which gave us the opportunity to be able to get by using our speed and quickness and whatever moves we had. They started collapsing once we started finding our own shots. Started collapsing, so now we look for our teammates and expect them to make plays, which they did tonight.
Darius, the other night you said that the win kind of lifted the weight off the shoulders against Utah. So did you guys feel like you were playing looser in the beginning of this game? Did it feel a little bit more natural, a little bit easier to go out there and do it tonight?
Yeah, it definitely has. Recently, it's easy for teams to kind of get down after a 7-game losing streak. But, we all stay together. Some of the leaders had a few talks, and we all just loosened up. We were just playing a little bit more, having fun, but, not making anything a joke or being funny. So I think, now that we're having fun with each other, we're building. Our chemistry is getting even stronger. Not that it wasn't already there, but, we went through a lot of adversity, and we're fighting through that together.
I think that's the first double-double for you, Moustapha, and you tied, I guess, the school record in blocks, almost have the record with one more block. You would have just, for the guys, what does Moustapha bring that's just special out there?
Man, like I said, his dominance. Like he doesn't. Like we all know, he's skilled offensively. He's one of the most skilled bigs I ever played with. But it's the defensive side. He brings it on. It's insane because if we get beat, he helps us. He burns the fire out. So that's big on him, and it just shows his potential in every way because he can score. He can knock down the three. He can post up. He can do the floater. But the defensive side, a lot of bigs can't move how he move and go get the ball and get a rebound and block shots like that. And plus his motor. So that's just big for us and help us in multiple ways.
Moustapha, how does it feel for you to put up that kind of stat line against a Big 12 team?
Just trying to help my team win. That's all I'm trying to do. Yeah, every time I go out there, I'm just trying to help my team win, just trying to help my team on defense, even if sometimes if my offense don't go like the way that I want it to go, I'm going to just focus on my defense. And then sometimes if they find me on offense, I'm going to just, do what I have to do.
Darius, you looked like in the first half, you really kind of went aggressive towards the basket. You were more attacking than you maybe were the last game. Is that something you wanted to do? You came in with that kind of mindset before this game?
Yeah, I like the matchup I had. So I wanted to attack, not settle on my jump shot early. I feel like some of the past games I've been, settling and giving the defense a break. So, I wanted to put pressure on the rim, be able to make plays for, Keyshawn and Moustapha down low, making their man help off and guard me at the rim. It just opened up the game a lot more. I had the 3-ball going early, so, that was able to help me get down and get to the paint.
Moustapha, I understand being humble and wanting to help the team, but how does it feel just knowing how much work you've put in to see yourself grow as a player and reach this kind of achievement tonight?
It feels amazing. Example, last night I was with Coach Dawkins and he was just making joke, like he was like, man, you never get a double. So when are you gonna get it? I'm like, man, I will do it. And then today when I got it, I look at me like, I told you. Yeah. So it feel really good, help my team get the win. And then I feel like on the block side, I feel like every time they drive and stuff, I can help my team. So I will always be there and trying to block it.
Keyshawn, it's the first time we've spoken to you since you posted on your note on the social media. So, how do you feel like the message was received internally from your teammates and coaches, and then externally from the fans that saw it?
I think it's received well. I be seeing a lot of stuff. I try to stay off social media, but let's be honest, we're human, so we see stuff and we see everything. So I see a lot of things that a lot of people say about Coach Dawkins, and they don't know half the things he go through. And he still makes the best opportunity out of everything, and he helps us a lot of ways. He does a lot for us. He gives us this plan. We just have to execute it. So I just be trying to have his back like he have ours at all time. I heard he said we don't need to fight his battles, but I just want to be there for him. You know what I'm saying? And I think the whole team wants to too.
Moustapha, obviously these last few games you've really come to your own. 18 at Utah, obviously the double-double, first career win here today. Is there something that you're doing differently, or is basketball just coming easy?
I mean, it's just keep working hard, trust my teammate, and I know they're gonna make me better every time, and then they keep pushing me and following the leaders. So yeah, that's what I just been trying to do throughout the season, and then it's been paying off.
Obviously, the losing streak set back some of your guys' goals, but what's the urgency right now to finish the season off winning undefeated?
Honestly, as a team, we believe we still have everything in front of us. We have a lot of basketball to play, and we know, once we're starting to click now. So I really don't think any team wants to see us. I'm that confident in the guys behind me, and I'm that confident in our coaching staff. We still have a lot of basketball left.
I saw Anthony Black from the Magic was here. I guess we're the guys from the Cavaliers. Do you guys know them, or is it cool to have NBA guys come to the game?
I think Anthony Black was here with our psychologist, and then I think Craig Porter also played with Coach Tyson and our Dobo
Wichita.
Jeff at Wichita State.
Yeah.
So I think they were maybe in town for a game. I think they played last night, right?
Yeah.
Did Cleveland win?
Yeah,
They did.
I love Orlando, but I'm from Cleveland, just to let guys know.
Keyshawn and Darius, you both finished with a combined 49 points. What's it kind of like for you guys when nights like these, when you guys are kind of on the same wavelength?
Nights like these are great when we both doing this. But, at the end of the day, it would just suck for us to, play at this level and then we lose. So, it's a lot of little stuff in there that we have to take the challenges on. As far as defending, rebounding, whatever it is, it's not just about scoring. Obviously, that's our role on this team. But, we have a lot of little details and little assignments that we have to make sure we're going to.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of a scare there at the end with Hazen's 4-point play. How important is it to stay composed in those moments and just execute the right way to close the deal?
You got to stay composed. You can't get rattled because the moment you get rattled or you start to lose your focus, that's when teams start to go on their run. That's those little plays, those little details. That's when they show up at the end of those games, those last 4 minutes.
You guys went on a 10-0 run to finish the first half. Talk about what that did for you guys' confidence went to the second half, especially after that scoring drop in the first.
Going on that run, it helped us a lot because, you know what I'm saying, we went on a streak when we didn't score, so it helped us. But coming out in the second half, our biggest thing coming out in the second half is defending and winning the first round, which is the first media. So we just try to win the first media and come out aggressive. That's what Coach Dawkins and Darius was saying the whole time. We did good on offense coming out, ending the first half, but the second half is our biggest thing we have to work on, and which I think we did. Is just play defense and come out hard and intense because we know the other team's going to come out.
Darius, you hit a stretch where you missed 4 straight threes, yet you remained confident and hit two back-to-back. How is it really affecting you? How do you move past something like that?
It stinks when you make shots, especially when you're in the gym a lot, getting up a lot of shots, a lot of makes. In off season, even during season, but. At the end of the day, I ain't perfect. I ain't the best shooter in the world. Even Steph Curry, who's the best shooter in the world, misses 3. So it's like that really will humble you right there. They're like, okay, who do I think I am where I just can't miss a shot? So, just staying in the gym, just stay confident. I know my teammates and my coaching staff believes in me to make shots. So, I'm going to keep shooting the basketball.
Obviously, you guys said it wasn't a perfect game. A big reason why Kansas State stayed in was because of the 15 turnovers. What do you guys feel like you have to clean up on that side?
I feel like we have a lot of loose stuff.
Especially me.
Both of us, you know.
I mean, but we're like dominant ball handlers, so it's gonna come with that, like in our roles as scoring. But we definitely have to tighten it up because we get a little loose sometimes, especially when we get it going and things like that, and try to get in our bag and ISO. So we're gonna have to tighten it up. Coach Doug is gonna get on us in film tomorrow, and that's just gonna be that.
Yeah.
You guys beat TCU by a pretty good margin here a few weeks ago. Now you got to go to their place. I'm sure they're going to be fired up for this rematch. Just kind of what do you remember about that game? What will be important on Saturday in Fort Worth?
You know, my leadership. I would bring forward my leadership because I played there last year. Thankfully, we caught them on spring break last year, so that was great. But just continue to build on the stuff that we did. We're gonna watch film on everything that we did good versus them. We're gonna watch the stuff that we need to work on versus them. We're gonna watch the film where the games after they played us to see where they improved. So the coaches are gonna do their part, and we have to do our job to be sponges and gain all the knowledge that they're gonna preach into us.
Thank you, guys.